Tech that protects. Hawaii's new hazard watch. Welcome back to Island Innovations. Jamie, got some really exciting news from Hawaii today, right?
Absolutely, Alex. Researchers there from the University of Hawaii and Georgia Tech just secured a huge grant. We're talking $1.25 million, from the National Science Foundation.
Wow, that's a lot of money. What's this big project all about?
Well, it's for a super smart system to watch out for dangers in Hawaii. Think about things like wildfires, floods, hurricanes, and even tsunamis. It uses AI, artificial intelligence.
AI to help with natural disasters? That's really incredible. So these are special sensors, right?
Exactly. These new sensors are amazing. They can be printed super fast, like in just minutes, and deployed on the same day. And they're low cost, which is really great for local communities.
And they send important data in real time, like right away to people who need it?
Yes, exactly, Alex. Small handheld devices, even smaller than a cell phone, collect the data. Then they send it to the web immediately. Plus, everyone can see it on a special public website.
That's amazing for safety, Jamie. So communities can get warnings and react much faster.
Right. It really helps them react quickly to things like water quality issues or wildfire risks. A native Hawaiian scientist involved, Josiah Hester, even said it's about their kuleana, meaning responsibility, to help their people with this new technology.
That's truly powerful and so important. What a great step for Hawaii's safety. Hey everyone, welcome back to Global Talk. Jamie, we're starting today with some really significant and concerning news from West Africa, right?
Absolutely, Alex. It's a serious situation for democratic stability. On Sunday, soldiers in the country of Benin announced a military coup on national television.
Wow. So a group calling themselves the Military Committee for Refoundation just appeared on TV and declared they were taking control? That's quite sudden.
Exactly. They stated they are immediately dissolving the government and all state institutions, including removing the sitting president. It's a major political upheaval.
And sadly, this isn't an isolated event for the region, is it? It feels like West Africa has seen several military takeovers recently.
You're right, Alex. It's becoming a worrying pattern. Benin is now on a growing list of nations in that area facing military takeovers, raising big concerns about democracy.
It really does. The international community, countries like the United States, will be watching closely. I wonder how President Trump's administration will react.
Right. Such events usually spark strong international condemnation and urgent calls for a swift return to civilian rule. Global leaders, including President Trump, often stress the importance of stable democratic processes.
So a lot of uncertainty for Benin's future, and for the region, too. We'll definitely keep an eye on this developing story.
Absolutely. It's a serious situation, and we hope for a peaceful resolution.
Hey, Jamie, big news breaking from Israel today. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu just made a really firm decision about his future.
He certainly did, Alex. He's currently facing a high-profile corruption trial, and he's rejected some big options.
Right. He was asked if he'd step down from politics for a presidential pardon, and his answer was a clear no. He even formally requested a pardon last week from President Isaac Herzog, but he's not taking it with conditions.
Exactly. And not just that, he also reiterated he's not interested in a plea bargain, where you admit guilt for a lesser sentence.
Wow. So he's basically saying he's going to fight these charges all the way. He's facing accusations of bribery, fraud, and even misusing the press.
That's right. But he insists he's innocent, calling it a politically motivated witch hunt. He emphasized that Israeli voters, not the trial, should decide his place in public life.
So for our listeners, this really means he's doubling down. He's determined to clear his name and stay a major figure in Israeli politics, despite all these legal pressures.
It really does, Alex. It signals a long, ongoing legal and political battle ahead. It's quite a stance to take.
Tech Talk, President Trump's Genesis mission for AI.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tech Talk. Jamie, have you caught the latest from the White House?
Oh, Alex, I'm always curious. What's President Trump been up to now?
Well, he's just announced something called the Genesis mission. It's a huge national effort focused on artificial intelligence, or AI.
AI. Wow, that sounds incredibly modern and important. So, what's the main idea behind this Genesis mission?
Good question. It's all about using AI to accelerate scientific discovery. Imagine AI helping us find new medicines faster, exploring space, or even understanding climate change better.
Right, so the goal is really to make the U.S. a global leader in AI technology and its applications. That makes a lot of sense, for staying competitive.
Exactly. And it's not just one group. There will be significant federal investment and lots of collaboration between government, private companies, and top universities.
That's smart, bringing all those minds together. So we can expect to see AI supporting breakthroughs across many different scientific fields.
Precisely. President Trump's administration views AI as critical for maintaining our economic strength and national security. It's a high-level commitment to leading the next big technological breakthroughs.
Wow, that's a truly ambitious plan. The Genesis mission really sounds like it will shape the future of science and technology in the U.S. Hey, Jamie, have you seen the incredible financial news from Singapore? It's about their retirement savings.
Oh, I definitely did, Alex. The CPF scheme has recorded an unprecedented $6.7 billion in top-ups in just the first 7 months of 2025. That's huge.
Wow, 6.7 billion. That already beats the total for all of 2024. People are clearly very proactive about their future.
Exactly. But what's driving this huge jump? It's not just a small increase.
Well, new policies played a big part. They raised something called the Enhanced Retirement Sum, letting people contribute more to their accounts for higher payouts later on.
Right, so more money in means more money out during retirement. Smart move.
And for members aged 55 and above, another account, the special account, closed. This encouraged many to move their savings into the retirement account to get better long-term interest rates.
Ah, that makes perfect sense. They're looking for the best return on their money. How many people are actually doing this?
A massive number. Over 316,000 members received top-ups, including those from family. And over 130,000 also benefited from a matching savings scheme.
That's fantastic. It really shows a collective effort to secure retirement, especially for seniors. It's great to see such strong financial planning.
Absolutely, a truly positive sign for long-term financial security in Singapore. Tragic night in Goa, a nightclub fire and the search for answers.
Hey, Jamie, we have some really somber news to discuss today, coming all the way from India.
Oh, Alex, what's happened? That sounds serious. It is. A terrible fire broke out at a nightclub in Goa called Birch by Romeo Lane. Sadly, 25 people lost their lives in this tragic incident.
Wow, 25 lives. That's absolutely heartbreaking. My goodness, when did this happen?
It was on Sunday. And the authorities there acted very quickly. They've already started a big investigation and even filed official complaints.
Right, so who are they looking into for this?
Well, they've taken legal action against the club owners, the manager, and even the event organizers. Plus, they've detained a local official, the Sarpanch, as part of the inquiry.
A local official, too. That really suggests they're serious about finding out exactly why this tragedy occurred.
Exactly. They're checking everything, Jamie. Things like fire exits, how many people were inside, and if the club followed all safety rules. It's all about accountability.
Yes, and hopefully this leads to much safer places for everyone in the future. It's just a truly tragic event.
Absolutely, Jamie. Public safety has to be the #1 priority. Welcome back to Money Matters, everyone. Jamie, what's buzzing in economic news today?
So much, Alex. The big headline is President Trump's administration introducing Trump accounts.
Ah, yes. These are special savings accounts for U.S. children under 18, designed to help them invest early.
Exactly. And the government has a fantastic plan. They'll put $1,000 into each account for babies born between 2025 and 2028.
That's a great start.
Wow, a direct $1,000 gift. And these funds are meant for big future goals, like paying for college tuition or even buying their first home. It's about building long-term savings.
Right. And also teaching kids about money and investing from a young age. A really forward-thinking idea, you know?
Absolutely. Now, shifting gears, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent was also talking about the current economy on Face the Nation.
He sounded quite positive, Alex. Secretary Bessent highlighted strong economic growth, expecting a 3% increase this year. He feels the administration's policies are working.
That's optimistic. He did mention that while overall prices can be high, the cost of imported goods is actually going down, but the focus now is on service prices.
True, but it's interesting because a recent CBS poll found that 60% of Americans think President Trump makes prices and inflation sound better than they really are. His approval on the economy is 36%.
Right, there's a perception gap. However, Besson argues that essential costs like food and gasoline are actually getting better for working Americans.
So, a bit of a mixed picture, but these Trump accounts really stand out as a long-term plan for the next generation's financial well-being.
Definitely a noteworthy initiative. Hey, Jamie, got some interesting news about how the government is tackling homelessness.
Oh, really, Alex? Tell me more. What's happening?
Well, President Trump's administration is changing how federal housing aid works. It's a pretty big shift in strategy, you know?
A shift? So what's different this time? Usually the focus is just on getting people into homes quickly, right?
Exactly. But now the government wants to focus more on mental health services and also, interestingly, enforce stricter measures against people living on the streets.
Wow, okay. So more support for mental health, which sounds important, but stricter measures, what does that involve for people needing help?
It means there are new requirements for federal housing assistance. Think work requirements and mandatory drug treatment, kind of like what some states are already doing.
Ah, I see. So it's not just about providing a roof, it's also about addressing the root causes, like substance abuse or mental health issues. That makes sense in a way.
Yeah, that's the administration's view, a more structured approach for better long-term results. But some critics are worried these strict conditions might actually exclude vulnerable people.
Right, you can see both sides. It's a big change for many organizations, too. We'll definitely be watching to see how this new policy impacts communities across the nation.
Tech Tags, funding education and news. Welcome back. Jamie, do you ever feel like you're endlessly scrolling on social media?
Oh, absolutely, Alex. It's a real issue, and it can be so distracting, right?
Exactly. And guess what? A U.S. congressman is trying to do something about what he calls an information crisis.
Tell me more. Who is it, and what's the plan?
It's Congressman Jake Auchincloss from Massachusetts. He's proposed a new bill, the Education Not Endless Scrolling Act.
I love that name. So what does this bill actually do for us?
It wants to tax very big social media companies, those making billions from digital ads. We're talking about a 50% tax on their ad revenue over $2.5 billion.
Wow, that's a lot of money. And where would it all go?
Good question. The money would help in three important areas: one-on-one tutoring for students, vocational schools to teach job skills, and supporting local journalism.
That makes so much sense. You know, big tech is often criticized for being addictive, especially for young people, and for hurting local news outlets.
Right. This bill wants to take some of their huge profits and invest them back into our communities. It's about better education and stronger local news.
So it's about holding these big companies accountable. Sounds like a really important idea.
Absolutely. A step towards a better future, away from just endless scrolling. Hey, Jamie, guess what big news we have for our listeners today?
Oh, I'm ready, Alex. Tell me, what's making headlines?
Well, the U.S. Undersecretary of State, Allison Hooker, just started a 5-day visit to India. It's a really important trip, right after Russia's President Putin visited.
Wow, that's interesting timing. So why is she there? What's the main goal?
Exactly. The U.S. Embassy says it's crucial for President Trump's strategic priorities. They want to make the U.S.-India partnership even stronger and ensure a free region in Asia called the Indo-Pacific.
That makes sense. It sounds like India is super important for global balance. What else will she be doing?
She'll meet top Indian officials, like their foreign secretary. They'll talk about increasing trade, getting more U.S. products into India, and working together on cool new tech like AI and space exploration. She's even visiting India's space agency, ISRO.
Amazing. So, boosting business and tech collaboration. But, Alex, I remember the U.S. had tariffs, like extra taxes on India before because of their oil deals with Russia. Is that part of the conversation too?
Good point, Jamie. Yes, it's a complex background. India has reduced buying Russian oil, but still has good ties with Russia. The U.S. wants to strengthen its friendship with India while also dealing with these economic things.
Right, finding that balance is key. So, this visit is really about deepening a big friendship.
Absolutely. Big steps for the U.S. and India relationship. Hey, Jamie, have you seen the latest economic news from Vietnam? It's quite impressive.
Oh, I'm always up for some good news. What's happening over there?
Well, their economy is really soaring. In just 11 months, total loans to businesses and people, what we call credit growth, went up by a huge 16.56%. That's over $690 billion.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of money moving around. So, more money circulating means more business, right?
Exactly. It shows strong activity. And get this, even with all that growth, inflation is under control, below 4.5%. The State Bank of Vietnam is doing a fantastic job managing it.
That's really smart. Keeping prices stable is so important for people. And what about their overall economy, like GDP?
Their gross domestic product, or GDP, grew by a fantastic 7.85% in the first 9 months, so they're expanding quickly. You know, even with global challenges like those complex trade policies we often hear discussed, even from leaders like President Trump, Vietnam is staying really stable.
Right. It's a tough world out there economically, but Vietnam seems to be navigating it really well. Good for them.
Absolutely. They're committed to keeping this positive trend going.